Welcome back to Podiatry Marketing. I'm your host, Jim McDannald. Joined as always with my trusty co-host, Tyson Franklin. Tyson, how's it going today?
I'm fantastic today, Big Jim, and I'm so glad that I'm trusty. That's
Yeah, I mean, that's why I have you. If I couldn't trust you, then there's no way that we would
Imagine you
have this
saying that. Oh, and
podcast.
with me today is this untrustworthy bastard, Tyson Franklin.
I mean, there's still time for that, right? It's been over 3 years now, but at some point in time, the winds could change.
It could, but not today.
No, definitely not today.
Today is all good. So I'm going to dive straight into today's topic,
Sure.
which is what I call a 30-day video challenge. And what it is, it's like if you want to get better at anything, it doesn't matter what it is. You've got to put in the reps. So if you want to do better videos, if you want to overcome your fear of being in front of a video like this, then it's no different. You've just got to put the reps in. And I know people who are watching this video on YouTube will look at us too and go, you guys are so confident. You look so natural in front of that video camera. Little do they know the outtakes that we do sometimes.
Yeah, there's an occasional
And
F-bomb and other stuff going on behind the
you
scenes.
potty mouth Jim, that's what we should have called you. Big Jim potty mouth McDannald. Unbelievable. But it has, like some of my other videos that I put on my YouTube channel. Oh, the amount of times I will do things and you just make mistakes. But the more you do it, I think you still make mistakes. But you just get more comfortable with making those mistakes and it doesn't bother you as much.
Yeah, definitely staring into a camera the first few times you do it, it's can be kind of a demoralizing thing. You're just like, what am I even doing here?
Yeah.
And if you listen to yourself back, even I listen to myself back now, the number of ums and likes and things you say will sometimes just drive your own self crazy. So you
Mm.
just have to get used to it over time and try to find ways to improve, allow pauses to happen, which are normal, and not try to fill them with nonsensical, filler words. So it's one of those things where you just try to get better, and the more you do it, the better you get.
Yeah, my wife says I have a podcasting voice. She said, when you talk normally, and then she goes, but then sometimes you just have this podcasting voice. And I must admit, I do, when the microphone is in front of me, I do probably pronounce things a bit differently than what I do in real life. But I'm still the same person, doesn't matter. But I'm going to go back. In 2016, I did this challenge. I call it the 365-hour mental and physical challenge. I have mentioned it on other podcasts before. And what it was, my goal was to walk an hour a day, every day, listen to a podcast and share, and then shoot a video to share those three things that I actually learnt on that podcast. And I did this every day for 365 days. You might go, oh, that's really that hard. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, especially considering it was a year I went to Japan. I was on a cruise ship for 10 days. I was in America. I was in Las Vegas for 7 nights. And I was still getting up, doing an hour walk, listening to a podcast, shooting a video, having to get it uploaded. It was a lot harder than I thought. But as I was doing it and as I was shooting these videos, I kept getting better. I was improving. I kept trying to get more creative. I tried different things. I messed around with, artwork and putting up different visuals in there when I was doing it. And some of it worked really, really well. And some of it was a complete flop. I remember doing one. I decided I think I went to shoot like Facebook Live. I thought I'm going to do the video a bit different. I'm going to do it live. And then I think I got bitten by a bee or something partly while I was doing it. And I'm now this, and then the video, and I ended up going on there I went on the Facebook, deleted the video because it was just embarrassing. And I went to do it another time live and because I'm looking at the camera and I wasn't paying attention, I stood in a hole and fell over. So these things just happen. And those ones, I deleted the videos and I just then reshot it sitting down on the ground because I'd hurt my ankle. But I think releasing 30 videos in 30 days is much easier. So I'm not saying to people, hey, you should do a 365-hour challenge. But if you can just sit down and go, okay, let's do 30 videos in 30 days. I think I did it last year, I did it the year before that, and I plan on doing it again this year. Where I just go, okay, I'm going to do 30 videos in 30 days. And I want to put the challenge out there for everybody else to do the same thing. I know there's a lot of people I keep saying, hey, when's the next time you're going to put something on your YouTube channel for your podiatry clinic? Or when are you going to set up a YouTube channel? And if it's not for YouTube, maybe it's just Facebook. But I challenge everybody, try and put together 30 videos in 30 days, and you'll be surprised how much better you get at videos when you actually do an intensive, sort of learning process on doing it.
Yeah, I think it's a great point because I think, with the type of tools we have these days, phones are so good with video. There's not really any excuse not to like at least have the tools there. And obviously, there's a lot of free software. They have a Mac or a PC as well to edit stuff down in a relatively quick fashion. So I mean, the only way you do get better at video is by doing it. And I think it's a great opportunity to learn about, not that you have to become an expert in 30 days, but you're going to feel much more comfortable. Because I think the toughest thing for people is generally getting started. You do a video or two videos, and you're still kind of in that, I don't know if it's imposter syndrome, or things don't sound perfect, and you just kind of are self-critical in a way that makes you almost kind of shut down or turn off.
Yeah.
But once you get past, 5, 10, 15, up to 30, you've done the videos before, you're getting more familiar, getting more comfortable with the tools, and kind of what you say, what you want to improve on, and you get more confidence, and it doesn't become kind of that kind of insurmountable task or chore that, sometimes if you haven't started doing it, it seems like there's a lot of barriers there that you're kind of, some of them, aren't really there anymore with the kind of easier tools that we have these days.
Yeah, well, I always say to people, go to my YouTube channel, Tyson Franklin. Go back to some of my early videos. I've got 701 videos on there, I think. You go back to some of my early ones, and when you look at them, you'll go, yeah, Tyson, you should have actually stopped at video 50. The lighting is terrible. The shine, even though I've still got shine on my head now, but still my lighting's still not perfect. The sound was always pretty good, but I had the boom mic was sort of sitting down over my face sometimes. The room was dark. If I'd waited till everything was perfect before I did the video, I never would have done my first video. So the idea is not until you start that you can look at it and yes, you'll look funny. Yes, you notice the pimple on your face. Nobody else does. You'll listen to your own voice and go, oh, I sound stupid. You only sound stupid to yourself. But another tip I can just give to people is sometimes you don't have to shoot one video every single day. If you are all of a sudden just in the right place, and you can do 2, 3, 4 videos in one go. You can just know what your topics are, shoot the 4 videos, and then release them separately. So I'm not saying shoot a video, upload it, shoot a video, upload it, and do that each day. It's fine to do multiple videos, but then just release them each day, if that will make it easier for you.
No, I think it's a great way to put it. I think sometimes we do things in batches. It can, you have, maybe there's 5 different podiatry diagnoses or treatments you want to do, and you have like a 2 or 3 minute script for each one of them, and you have a chance to do 5 of them, bang, bang, bang. There you go. There's a 6th of the 30-day challenge right there.
And I'm going to let people in a little secret. Is when Jim and I do these recordings for the podcast, we don't always just do the recording and then release it that week. Just do the recording and release it that week. Sometimes we will do a couple of recordings in a row, and then they will build up, and then I will edit sometimes 4 or 5 episodes all in one go to get them up there, and then they're uploaded. So sometimes if we say something, you go, oh, that date just seemed a bit wrong. It's because we're not always doing it that particular week. All these inside tips that people are finding out about us, Jim.
I know. You're giving away all of our secrets, Tyson.
I know. So what I'm going to do, what I suggest to people, this is the process you should go through. First, come up with a list of video topics. So don't just go, okay, I'm going to start the 30-day challenge and then do it and go, oh, what am I going to think about tomorrow? Think about it before you start. If you can list the topics, so you might do, I've got a list here, shoe reviews. This is a good thing. You might talk about specific pathologies. The most common ones. You might talk about equipment. Could be lasers, could be shockwave, orthotics and modifications. You might talk about the various covering materials that you use and why you use them. You might do a video of you grinding an orthotic or making some form of adjustment, making a met dome or a PMP with a U to the third. They're always fun to do. Different taping techniques, or how do you complete an induction form? How to leave a review on your website. Could be a video that you could actually shoot. And you don't necessarily always have to be in the video either. You could do an instructional video on something like how to do a review or how to complete an induction form, and it's you talking over the top of it, and you're just going through the steps. So just with those ones that I've mentioned already, you should be able to come up with 30 topics.
No, I think that's it's a great point there. I think we talked about in a previous episode that it doesn't necessarily have to be you staring into the abyss, even though that, for our podcast, we're always looking into the camera, we're looking at
Yeah.
each other, but there's different types of videos that can be taken, right? Like you said, maybe you're kind of doing some kind of voiceover narration of, an ingrown toenail or something where you have permission to take the video, or, you have some kind of technique or something that you want to show where maybe, you're not showing your face, you're showing you actually doing that different type of procedure. So, or you're just kind of going through how you approach, something like shockwave therapy. And it's not even like, maybe a staff member is holding the camera, or maybe, you're having kind of a mock patient. So there's no kind of limit. The different types of video setups you have is not only, talking head videos. It can be a lot of other different types of stuff.
Yeah, well, when we had the shoe shop here in Cairns, and I was trying to get my wife to do some of the videos, and she looks fantastic in front of a camera. But yeah, I might be biased, but there are a few times I go, "Hey, let's do a review on this particular shoe," and she goes, "I really don't feel comfortable doing it." I go, "Okay," so we would take a photo, and this is more of an audiogram, which is then converted into a video, and we would take a photo of the shoe, put a background there with the shoe, and then we would write the script, and then my wife would record the audio, and we'd put that together and create a video. So, like I said, not every video you have to be staring down the camera. Yeah. Oh, yeah, like a dingo in the headlights, but or a deer for everybody else in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So it can be nerve-wracking when you're looking at that light on the camera and you're just looking at it going, what you can do is just pretend there's other people on the other side of it. That's all you're really doing. But before you do each video, you've got the topics, and then think about how long do you want each video to be? Because that'll depend on the platforms that you're putting it on. If you're going to do a YouTube short, it's going to be a short video. Or is it going to be a longer version? Instagram, TikTok, there's all variations on what you can do. And then also think about the style. Is it going to be 9x16? The different formats. I can't remember what they are now.
Portrait or landscape. So yeah, like the
yeah. I'll do that bit again. I'll edit that out. No, I won't. I'll leave it in there. Bugger it. It's yeah. So is it going to be portrait or landscape? You've got to think about the format that you're going to use and what platform you're actually going to put it onto. Because I have shot some videos where I've done it in portrait, and then all of a sudden I've gone, oh damn it, I probably should have done that in landscape. So you just gotta, and it doesn't always work out the best. So, and then create an order of preference of your video. So you've got your big list. Think about, what does your ideal patient want to hear from you? So you might be doing, okay, I might do a video on grinding an orthotic. Okay, that might be really interesting, but is that what your ideal patient wants? So not every single video has to talk to your ideal patient, but I think the majority of them you do want talking in a way that you think your ideal patient may want to actually hear it. And then think about, what was the other thing? Think about who's going to do the videos. Like we said before, you don't have to be in every video. Do you have another staff member that might know more about a particular topic and they want to talk about it? Have you got a receptionist that is super confident in front of a video camera that you can just poke a video camera, and they might be able to, half the topics you come up with, they might be able to do them as well.
Yeah, you never know. There's a lot of people on your staff that might be really happy to be on camera, who are good talkers.
Mm.
Whether that be, an opportunity, like you said, maybe it's as an audiogram type of thing, or, maybe just, they're happy to kind of help facilitate some of the stuff where you may have more experience. I know that the younger generation, I would say, is much more in depth and less shy when it
Oh,
comes to filming videos. So, you have someone younger on your staff, or maybe you have a part-time marketing person. There's a lot of people you can tap into, I think, to, so it doesn't always have to be on your shoulders.
yeah. One thing I'm glad I don't see on video anymore is podiatrists dancing. The, the amount of there was a period of time there where there were podiatry clinics and all this stuff would all be dancing and doing things in sync together, and I'm like, thank God that has passed us. They don't do that anymore. The other part you need to look at is will your videos be edited or are you going to release them uncut? So I released a lot of videos when I was doing the podcast and I had it in brackets that they were uncut. So every mistake was just left in there. I just put it up as it was because I thought, it is what it is. And I didn't delete anything. I'm looking at some of them, I'm thinking, maybe I should have. But I didn't get any complaints. But even if you just do a basic edit, you might have a little intro slide that comes into it. You might just put the video up as it is and just take out any major mistakes, like we've done a couple in this particular episode, or on my behalf. Or you might just put the basic video up there, don't cut it out, and you just put your logo. I think it's important to have some form of visual to say that it's your clinic that's actually there. And then at the end, it's where you're going to upload it. Are you going to put it on your website? Will it be on YouTube? Are you going to put these videos on the different social platforms? And do not be afraid to put the video on your own Facebook page, your own personal page. Let your family and friends know that you are a podiatrist. And don't go, oh, they're going to think I'm a dickhead. They probably already know that. So you putting the videos up there is not going to make any difference whatsoever. Don't be afraid to let people know that you are a podiatrist. And if it annoys your friends, like I say, they are not friends.
I think going back to the area about editing or doing uncut, I think there are a lot of software, easy software,
Oh,
editing
yeah.
softwares that are available these days. So obviously the most basic one that comes on, every Mac computer is iMovie.
Yep.
It's pretty basic. You'll be able to put your logo on there and, cut out some mistakes if you choose to do so, and it won't take super long period of time. There's also some nice ones like Descript, which I use to
Yeah, I do
edit
too.
our video. You do it with your videos, and I do it with the podiatry marketing kind of video part of our podcast. And the nice thing about that as well is that if you choose to, you can have transcriptions and closed captions burned into the video. So, it basically takes everything we talked about here, even sometimes our filler words, and puts them, in a really nice closed caption so you can see those subtitles. And, sometimes also when you're on smaller screens, someone's looking at it on their phone, or, sometimes you're in an area where you don't want to be listening to a podcast or listening to a video. Having those subtitles or those closed captions on there can be a way of, making you can communicating both, you're talking, but also through audio, but also through video. It can be a pretty powerful thing. So, depending on who you're trying to kind of reach with these videos, definitely consider, something like Descript, for those closed captions and those subtitles. I think they can be very, very helpful.
Yeah, and the other program I use is ScreenFlow. That's one program that I've been using it for so long. I use Descript to do all the editing. Some videos I put subtitles in. Sometimes I don't put the subtitles in. I'm not sure what influences me one way or another. I think it's just to mix it up. But I usually put it into ScreenFlow at the end just to have a nice transition with my intro slide, transition at the end. I probably don't have to do that, but I've got the time to do it, so I do. And I think it makes it look more professional at the end. The last thing I just want to finish on when it comes to video does increase your engagement and trust because video actually has more of an emotional response. When people see you on a video, there's just that little bit more of a connection. And I tend to find the people that maybe influence the way that I think or where I gather my information from, usually my connection has been made with them through video. And I think you will do the same with your patient. It's video increases your SEO rankings, and also Google loves video. And because Google loves video, you should love video.
You know what the second largest search engine in the world is, right?
Is YouTube.
Yeah, it's YouTube. And obviously Google bought YouTube because it is such a powerful way to make those connections, to kind of build trust with people. People, if they've heard them talk or they've seen them, they almost feel like they know you in a way if they've seen you on video.
Well, it's surprising when I was in the UK how many people came up to me and said they were watching the YouTube video, or whether it's been on Podiatry Marketing on my own channel. And I could tell people that I was talking to who have watched a lot of my videos, because as soon as they said hello to me, I could see it in their eyes that they really felt that they knew me probably better than I know myself, because they'd watched enough videos. And I'm the same. I've watched enough videos of certain people that if I ever bumped into them, I just feel like I know them. And I think that is absolutely fantastic. I loved it when people came up and just straight away just started talking to me. And I'm like, this is fantastic. We didn't have to go, hi, I'm Tyson. And there was no awkward silence. Bang, we were straight into it. So I think video, like you said, especially YouTube as a search engine, that's probably my first place where I search, because I would rather watch a video on something than actually have to read an article.
No, absolutely. A number of people have come up to me and asked me if it's okay if they call me Big Jim Mac. If they, I know for a fact that they've, listened to, multiple podcasts or seen the video, and it definitely is one of those things where, yeah, like they're familiar with you and you don't really know them that well, but at the same time, it's kind of flattering a little bit that they've taken the time to listen to the show and, know some of these kind of smaller inside jokes that we like to put out there with the podcast. So,
like bear advice. Remember the bear advice when you did the episode? You're giving people
well,
bear
the good
advice.
thing is that if they took that advice with a bear, they probably didn't make it. So it's not like they're
not listening to this show anymore if they took that advice.
They're not going to come back after us, right? So it's all good.
Yeah, you got bear advice and crocodile advice mixed up. So anyway, Big Jim, that's all I wanted to really talk about. I want people to think about using video more and to consider challenging themselves to do 30 videos in 30 days. I'll tell you right now. And if you do the 30 videos in 30 days, please send us an email and tell us where you've actually posted them so we can actually go and have a look at it. And we'll give it a plug as well. We'll tell people, hey, go and check out these videos. Unless you don't want us to, then we won't do that.
Yeah, we won't give a plug if you don't want it, so no worries.
Yeah. Okay, Big Jim, that's it for me this week. I look forward to talking again next week.
Sounds great, Tyson.
Okay, see you later.
Bye now.